All right, welcome back, guys. So here we are. We have the sheepshead. We've got it dredged in flour. And now we're going to put it right into our olive oil butter concoction. Doesn't matter which side you do first because it doesn't have the skin on. So each side is going to saute the same. Oops, excuse me. And then we lay it all right there, and then we start. I got to wipe that up. I had a little whoopsie with the flour. But that's all part of cooking, folks. You know, we do these videos in real time. We don't cut, we don't edit, we don't do anything. As you guys have probably noticed, everything that we do is in real time. So it might not be as perfect as we want it to be, but things in the kitchen are never perfect, as perfect as you want them to be. That's part of adapting and cooking. You know, it's trial and error. So it's still enjoyable, and you see the real things that happen in a real kitchen. It's not all cut and edited to look perfect. So we let this saute. It's on medium high. We want that first side to get nice and a nice brown color. So since there's 4 pieces and the fish is kind of cold, I'm gonna turn it up to high so that it can just go ahead and cook, and you guys can watch it cooking in real time. While that's going on, I am going to take some capers and put them in a strainer, and I'm going to rinse them off. We'll take this bowl from over here. That's about all we really need from the capers.
How much is that?
This is about a tablespoon. Well, you guys can see 4 pieces of fish. You don't need too much. And then I just kind of give them a nice rinse off over the sink. Take some of that salt out of there. They smell really, really good. Capers have a distinct smell. It's almost like, I don't know, to me it smells a little bit like the green olive when it's first brined. But yep, it's really good. We can move all of this stuff a little out of the way so we have a bigger work surface area. Now I have some shiitake mushrooms, and all I'm going to do with them is cut the stems off, which you can use when you're making your stock. The stems taste really meaty, and these are really nice shiitake mushrooms, and we're going to add those to our piccata also. And then I have a couple of oyster mushrooms here that we can also use. So all I want to do with the oysters, cut those also in half, and the small ones I'll leave whole. So we have our mushrooms, basil, scallions, and garlic. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to get my spatula, and we're going to flip the fish. Oh, look at that. Oh, there's beautiful color on that. We're going to flip that, and we're going to flip this. There we go. So what we're going to do now, the fire's up. We can take a punch of the garlic and throw it in there. We can take a punch of the scallions, throw it in there. We can take a pinch of the basil and throw it in there. And we're gonna go ahead and let that get really good and hot, and then we're gonna add our wine. We're gonna add our white cooking wine. And also, the little half of the lime that I have left, I'm gonna go ahead and just sprinkle that on the fish just a little bit, just to see how, to use that up. Now we're gonna put our wine in there, and you're gonna see how that bubbles up really nice.
How much wine?
Probably about a quarter cup. About a quarter cup. I don't usually measure a whole lot because cooking is trial and error. So when you put wine in there and you see the amount for the amount of fish that you have, it's usually well gauged. But I don't really do a whole lot of measurements unless it's baking or something recipe specific. But as we see now, it's starting to really cook in nice. We can add our mushrooms. The mushrooms are gonna be really, really good in there.
That looks good.
Yep, we don't have to cook them separate or anything. Now the capers that we had, we're gonna add our capers. Oh, those smell really good. And then the rest of the lime juice that I squeezed, I'm gonna put in there. And now, like I said with yesterday, you know, if you use the bones and the head to make a stock, you can throw your stock in right now. But I don't. What I usually do, when it's this small amount of fish, you gauge it just so that when the fish is fully cooked, it's done. You have a really nice white wine sauce right here. If it was fish with bones and whole fish with skin, whole fillets with skin on, I would probably use a stock. But you can look at that sauce right now. Just you want to immerse the mushrooms, but you don't want to cook the mushrooms a lot at all. And you can see how beautiful that sauce is. You can turn your pieces of fish over again if you like. There's really nice color on them. Oh, that looks beautiful. That looks so nice. And you've got your sauce. It's come up really, really full and nice. So you can turn your fire down back to about a medium flame. And this should be really good. This should be really good. So now as we're waiting for this to finish cooking, we can get a really nice plate. And we can get ready to plate it. So this is real time, folks. This entire process from filleting to having your meal be fully cooked and ready to go is only a total of, I would say, between 12 and 15 minutes, if that. All right, so I'm getting ready to plate the food now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna, look at that sauce, folks. Look at how beautiful that sauce is. That sauce is wonderful. So what we're gonna do to plate our fish, here we have some of our mushrooms. You know, you can plate it the way that you like it. Some of that beautiful sauce, nice and thick with the capers on it. We can have a nice garnish of lime right under there. And like I said with the basil, if you reserve some of your whole basil leaves, you can put your basil leaves right there. And then the last thing that you can do is some of your scallions, the green part of your scallion, you can use as a final garnish. And then for the presentation, of course, you want to kind of get the little drops off. And there you have it, folks. There is your Chef Pep the Brits version of Sheepshead Picada, made in Maine in real time. Thanks, guys. Well, I'll tell you what we're gonna do now. As always, we're gonna have our tasting session. I can see that my sister's mouth is watering right now, and I'm sure she can't wait to taste it. She's never had sheepshead before, so we're gonna let her go ahead and taste this and tell her what we think with honesty and truth.
Oh my, that's good.
I'm gonna try it myself now.
Can you give me a little bit of the good?
Oh, very, very good.
It's good. I think it's excellent. Could I taste the mushroom?
Absolutely. Now the mushrooms, you don't need to cook much, like I said, but they're really good.
Oh my, that is good. Oh my.
Well, guys, there you have it. Sheepshead Picada, made in Maine in real time. Thanks for tuning in again. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, bye for now.